Friday, March 24th. I'm just putting on a clean apron to get my day started. It's a sleepy day and it feels like a good day to have a nice home-cooked meal for lunch. I wanted to show you how easy it is to prepare a meal in March from a harvest that I processed in July, fresh from our backyard garden. And, you know, once we start harvesting in the summertime, I get everything ready into individual bags so that I know I have food all year, and I get it into the freezer so that on days like this I can pull it out and let it defrost. And once it's all at room temperature and it gets ready to go into the oven, you would never know that I harvested it 7 or 8 months ago. It's absolutely incredible. So let's go see what I took out of the freezer that I'll be preparing for a meal today.
Here comes the rain again. I have to be thankful for it because it's watering in all of my new freshly sowed spinach seeds. What's up, boys? What's up? Is it cloudy and rainy? Oh my goodness, it is. Yeah, it's rainy, huh? Yeah. You guys are dreaming of springtime outside in the yard, huh? Yes.
So I have my peppers defrosting that I took out of the freezer, and look at this beautiful Keystone resistant bell pepper here. This one is the, oh, still has some ice on it, some California Golden Wonder, but look at the color. I'm able to harvest them like this right from the pepper bush, and I just wash them, I take the seeds out, I let them dry, and then I get them ready to be packed up to go into the freezer. So in addition to the Keystone Resistant and the California Golden Wonder, I have some jalapeno peppers here, some shishito, there's giant Marconi in here, and there's probably some Cubanea, and even a little bit of a big Bertha pepper. Here I have some corn, right? We grew this from seed. This is the Silver Queen corn, and we harvested about 300 ears of corn this year. I blanched it, let it dry, put it in freezer bag, wrapped it up real good, put it in freezer bag. So I have fresh homegrown corn all year long. These are the cherry tomatoes, which are a combination of Chadwick cherry, sweet 100s, and there may even be some Borghese's mixed in here. And I'm going to roast all of this together in the oven with a red onion and a yellow Vidalia onion. And I'm not up to growing my own onions yet, but hopefully at some point I will once we get our act together. But all of this mixed together is going to make a delicious, hearty, and wholesome meal that's going to be perfect on this rainy day. And it's wonderful to have a meal in March that you harvested in July. So I had mentioned before just how easy it is to store frozen tomatoes. I mean, I never knew how easy it was and how effective. These actually hold up really, really well. You can use them in salad, but the consistency and texture does change a little bit. They do start to water down once they come to room temperature. But for a recipe like this is perfect. And I have made another video before where I called them ketchup poppers, because freezing them it alters their consistency and it makes their juices very, very pasty and very, very sweet. So once these go into the oven with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of sea salt, they caramelize beautifully, and you're able to just pull their outer skin off, and you're just left with this beautiful pasty tomato that mixes in to any recipe. You can even smear it on whatever it is that you're eating with it, like on a naan bread or a roll, or if you might be having some sort of, you know, bread type side dish with something like this. But John will take the tomatoes and the peppers and these onions that I'll be roasting, and have them on some lightly toasted naan bread, and the corn will be a side dish. And this is just really a hodgepodge, throw it together, kitchen sink kind of meal, but it just feels really good when you can smell it roasting, and it takes on this aroma, almost like when you are, I don't know if you have these in the mall, where you go to these little mall restaurants and you can smell like a brick fired oven or like a cedar plank grill. And I wish that I had smell-o-vision here so I could share it with you, but you know, it just thinking about it really gets my appetite going for lunch. So as I take the corn, which I'm letting this defrost here, this will go into the oven mixed with everything else, and then I'll take the pieces that John's going to eat, because I put some aside for the birds. They love it. I won't put anything extra on their pieces of corn, but for John's corn, I'm going to make a mix of sweet butter, and I'll mix that with some garlic, parsley, a little salt and pepper, almost like what you would put on garlic bread, and I'll smear that on this corn as it's roasting in with the peppers, and it takes on a whole different flavor. So getting ready to start this meal as soon as it defrosts, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's roasted. You guys, I like to prepare for like about an hour to let this roast in the oven on at least 450. Depending on your oven, you may need to go up to 475. Prepare for an hour for this to roast, because this is coming out of the freezer, and because I'm cooking it so early in the day, it does have quite a bit of chill to it still, so I'm preparing for that. I have a nice coat of olive oil on the pepper variety as well as the onions, and then I'm just going to take the beautiful corn that we grew last summer, and I'm just going to mix this into the pan here. I'm going to just turn it in the oil a little bit, and then once it starts to caramelize lightly on the top, that's when I'll prepare my butter mixture, and I will smear it on in the final few minutes, and that will make it turn a nice golden brown also. Now, if you notice, I also did not add the tomatoes yet. If I add them too soon, because they're only cherry tomatoes, they will totally reduce down and there will just be nothing left but skin. So we'll go ahead and we will add the tomatoes probably in about 30 minutes. I like to use the Kirkland brand fine grained sea salt for my recipes. I just feel like it's just a better salt. I don't know. I do feel like you have to be careful with salt, which is a whole other conversation. So I'm just adding a little tiny bit of salt on here to prepare it for roasting. And now we're about to go into the oven. So what were you just saying? It tastes like Southwestern corn?
Like a Southwestern corn, like a Southwestern mixed vegetable. It's really, really tasty.
Can you taste the peppers and the tomatoes on the corn?
Yes, it's absolutely delicious. You can see the
Ooh,
redness and juiciness in there.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Check that out.
John's going to make himself a nice little naan bread. There goes daily salad. And here goes a little bit of Mr. Buddy. Allie's got his corn too.
Oh, what happened, boy? Did you finish?
I'm finally sitting down and taking a break since 7:30 this morning, and now it's almost 1 o'clock. So anyway, guys, that was the meal for today. Like I said, it's something quick and easy. It's very tasty and hearty. And you won't hear anything from Farmer John for a little while because he's busy eating. So anyway, I hope you guys give this a try. Like I said, it's hearty, it's tasty, it's satisfying, and it makes your belly warm on a, you know, a nice chilly day. So anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video.